Hey, good morning. At least it is a good morning for me so far. Hope we're all having a good day as well. So today I want to touch on something that I talked to my mom about yesterday. It was a really interesting conversation, and it was great actually because it was on a subject that we normally don't talk about a whole lot, and it was really refreshing. So the subject of one's intimate life, meaning romantic life, the relationship you have with another person in the most intimate sense, if you know what I mean. I never really, I hear about it a lot on YouTube and what other people have gone through and their stories, and but it's just a bunch of information now that just gets stored in my head, and I don't really ever use it because I have not been in a serious relationship ever before. So it's just a bunch of information I have in my head. But I got to talking about some of it with my mom yesterday, and it was a really good conversation, and it was really nice to have her point of view, someone who is a lot wiser than I am. My mom is like the wisest person I think I will ever meet, ever. It was just really nice to have that sort of open communication with somebody who I trust about that subject. So it came to the point where we were talking about how I often hear a lot of people, particularly influencers, just people who are in the media and YouTubers and people who upload often. They talk about their relationships, and they talk about how their intimate life is so important to the relationship that it would basically crumble apart if anything happened to that part of their life. And that's a whole nother subject that I won't go into because I think that is seriously ridiculous, and I would never want to engage in a relationship where the physical stuff is at the center of the relationship, and it just seems like bad things waiting to happen if that were so that's a whole different thing. I won't go into that. But I was telling her that the more and more I think about and hear about other people's experiences with, that sort of thing, it makes me more and more hopeless that I would ever find anybody to spend the rest of my life with. So I'm in my early 20s, and I still think I have quite a ways to go until I get serious about that kind of stuff, which is totally fine with me. I'm cool with where I am in life right now. But it gives me time to think about what I would want from a relationship, and what I expect, and what I believe is good and what's bad, and what's a red flag, and things to look for, and so I've had time to think about it. And the more and more I think about it, the higher and higher my standards get. And I believe having high standards is good. So not only will you find somebody, or someone will find you, who is truly a gem and truly a diamond and is truly the perfect person for you, it also raises your standards, meaning you can't expect someone to be such a gem to you, such a perfect person to you, if you're not the best version of yourself. So it raises your standards of yourself. And but yeah, my standards just incrementally just get higher and higher and higher the more I think about what I would want, and or what I would look for. And I told her how despairing it kind of is when you think about it too much, and she gave me some really good advice, some really good encouragement. Basically, she said, if God would give you so much wisdom and so much insight into what is right and wrong in a relationship, and particularly for your own relationship someday, if God made you the way you are, And with your wisdom, why would he not create someone else like you? And I had never thought of it like that before, because I honestly thought I hope I'm not sounding like very boastful and like I have such high self-esteem that I'm just so, I'm all that in a bag of chips. I'm not. But I always thought, like, man, I don't think I ever want to get married if it means having to lower my standards, I was constantly getting more and more used to the fact that that may never happen for me. I may stay single my entire life. And I was like, okay, if this is going to be my life, I'm just going to be prepared for it, and that's how it's going to be. I'm going to be fine, I'm still my own person I'm complete just by myself without another person. But when she said that, I'm like, it was just a brand new thought for me that I had never really considered, and it gave me a lot of hope when she said that, and I'm glad she said that, because I don't think God I don't think God would want any of us to be alone for the rest of our lives. If there's someone out there that he's paired us with, like I said before, all our job is to be the best version of ourselves possible. And I know some of you may not believe in God, but since that's my perspective, it's our job to be obedient and to be where he says we're supposed to be at the right time. And as long as we do that to the best of our ability, we will stumble across the perfect person for us. And if he gives you so much insight and so much wisdom into who you're supposed to be with and what's right and what's wrong and the perfect person for you, then I don't think it's in his nature or in his character to deny you that. But it's a waiting process. It takes time, and it takes patience. So today I'm just reveling in the idea that, wow, I'm not alone in this, and I have such new hope now that I didn't have before, and it's an amazing feeling. So I want to give that feeling over to all of you who think that there's no one out there perfect for you. And those of you who have been waiting so long to find your significant other, to find your perfect match, it'll take time, but it'll happen. And like I said, just keep working on you, because we can always improve, but at the same time, you are wonderful, you are complete, and you are just perfectly made just by yourself. Learn who you are and take pride, but more than that, take joy in who you are. There's no one out there who has your same exact hair, who has your same eyes, who has anything that you have exactly the same. And some of us may have to get out of our own way too. Be open-minded, but also keep those standards. Keep what's important to you close. And I don't think you'll fail. None of us are going to fail in that department. I'm not going to fail. I now have new hope in that. So just keep on keeping on and keep the hope alive. And in the meantime, love yourself. That'll take you very, very far. So yeah, that's what I got to say about that today. Thank you for listening.